I hated how it's doing this regularly as soon as I start a stream. It's only when I start a stream too. At least Twitch seems to know when it's working. I'll rename that after I'm finished. Sweet. Yeah, where was I? Before things started getting nuts, fuck. Oh yeah, the queer. The queer leaflet. The queer leaflet was like, oh yeah, I don't like your tone. I'm gonna make like a leaflet and leave. Take your disconnect. Derp. Derp from Derpa Derpa Stat. Levels of derp. Just as planned. Guessing it's back upstairs. I should probably check in here just in case. Oh god. I'm blind. Need some more booze. Oh, and when you're making the reduction for the chicken avocado sauce, don't chuck in the avocado straight away. Like put the stock in first and let the stock reduce. Because if you put the avocado that you're going to mash up in too early in the process, you want to mash it up and you want it to be part of the sauce. But you don't want it to be sitting there cooking for ages, because it will change its colour. And basically, I think the nutrients are better left uncooked, like simmered for ages. Whereas the chicken, the bacon and the onion, all three are going to benefit hugely from being simmered. And again on a low heat, because what happens is that some of the caramelization from the bacon, especially, is you start cooking the bacon first, remembering it down, and then you add the onion later, is that the bacon will caramelize a little bit, and it will put colour onto the chicken, and it will put colour into the onion, and you want it at a low heat when cooking the chicken. Stir it regularly until the chicken is cooked. Probably not to a level where you just immediately serve it. It will taste beautiful by itself, actually. But then you want to add in the stock and reduce it down. And you don't want it to burn the bacon while that stage is happening. So it's still on a low heat. And I've only been here now for about, what, 3-4 minutes since I've stirred it. Stir it once, wait a couple of minutes. 3-4 minutes. You want to hear it like... You don't even want to hear a sizzle, it just wants to be like a low sizzle, if that makes even any sense. So rather than like... You want to hear it like a very low. Gamer skill right there, I can do it one hand. So you want the chicken and the bacon and the onion that you've cooked to kind of be at that kind of stage. And that's when you can chuck in the actual the stock. Again, half a litre. You don't really want to use a full litre in it. And because I'm actually using like, to give an idea, like 4 would be too much on my stove. I'm using an electric stove. Gas is a hell of a lot better for control. But the level where it would caramelize it on a stove at either gas or electric, one level below that is what I've been cooking it. So that's like enough to get it to sizzle just a tiny bit, and not to get it to actually have aggressive action on it. When you add in the stock, stir it up and everything, get it mixed up. It didn't add too much colour to the stock, which is exactly what you want. You're not trying to make like a dark brown gravy or something like that. You're just trying to make a soup, basically. Like a relatively neutral soup. And I clicked the up one because I added half a litre of liquid to it. And I'm going to wait about 3 or 4 minutes until it starts bubbling. And then I'm going to go out and turn it back down to the setting that I had it before. So it will be simmering it at basically a lower temperature than I was cooking it before to get it there. And it's got to sit there and simmer like that for about 30-40 minutes with a regular like 5-10, maybe once every 10 minutes, give it a good start. And then you can just get back in the game so it doesn't kick me out. And then basically, like, you're trying to reduce it. You're not trying to do like a king sauce with a bolognese where you have really low heat, because tomato splatters everywhere, right? And you're not trying to do like an aggressive simmer where it will reduce down quickly. It's like kind of in between, and you just want it to go down. It's kind of like when, the best way to put it is, it's like doing a demi-glace, or demi-glaze, or demi-glace, or whatever it is. And once it's reduced down far enough, I'd say in the size pan that I have, the liquid right now is at the top level of the ingredients that I've got in the pan, so it's about that. I want the liquid to get down to about there. So a reduction in about, maybe a 50% reduction. So maybe not quite as extreme as a demi-glace, but I suppose that is the definition of one, isn't it? Once it hits that stage, then I'll chuck it in the avocado. It's an incredible recipe. I really hope that someone watches this video and wants the recipe. Or I could just like edit this video and the previous video and it's really disconnected. But I really hope that someone makes it and enjoys it. And I'm not like a, you can probably tell I'm not like a recipe chef or whatever. Like, I do things mostly by eye and feel. I can't give you like exact quantities and weights and measurements. I should probably turn around and actually do that. And like see, like get one of like maybe Alex or someone else, and they sit down and say, hey, try and cook this, you'll love it. And I've got so many more like recipes that are like that, like sort of like family recipes, and I do not get the time to cook. I swear to God, I don't get the time to cook. That's probably the worst thing. Yeah, do the afternoon shadow. Near midnight shadow. Alright. Please tell me you don't actually have to change into it. I do. Ew! Stairs. And I wish I could do something like the kind of bigger streamers would do, where I could like open up a different window and like another monitor that you can't see and all that lovely stuff, and like send a message from my phone and take photos as it's cooking on the stove. But unfortunately, all that sort of stuff for me at the moment would end up with me actually exposing way too much personal information. So I can't do it. Not with stream without going all the be right backs and all that lovely stuff. So I'll just have to show you at each stage as I'm cooking it. He's making him travel outside the town in these horrible clothes. I suppose they're not too bad. Clothes maketh the man. Or the elf in this case. I don't even know what the name is for my race. Is it like Eorza? Eorzi is the world. Is it like Eorzian or Eorzian or something? Can't remember. Oh yeah, I'll give this a scrap. Probably didn't need it.
You look absolutely smashing now. Positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our quarry to appear.
I'm sorry. Snap out of the queer voice.
Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live. No way at all.
Who are you? What do you want?
Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Nelthal, and I come to offer you succor.
A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline.
Oh, sorry. It's okay, when I get into work tomorrow, I'm pretty sure all the chairs are going to be stapled to the ceiling. Don't ask.
Ooh,
I won't ask any questions. God, how fucking far away am I?
no,
Before I cast that. Where actually am I? Eastern. Chocobo, chocobo, chocobo. Love that tip, but I suppose if you're forced to eat him out, it would taste like chicken. Alright, I'll be back. I gotta turn the stove down. Just as a heads up, I haven't added any salt at all, apart from what's in the stock. And it's already fucking delicious. I would eat that right now. almost looks like a bot. Like with how quickly it ran in there and then ran back out. Is that even the same character? It looked a bit sus, that's all I'm gonna say. And I don't know where they are. It looks like they're in that building, but they're not. Unless... Oh, okay, it is. I haven't been in there before. I thought it was like a dungeon or something. Hello, nurse. And notice how when the characters actually talk, they're not like cartoon. Like, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that WoW devs ever made, especially when it got into BFA. They said, and quote, to quote the developers, WoW has always been about garish color styles and cartoonish animation. And I'm like, no. No, it has not been about that. Especially like Burning Crusade and Lich King. Fun. So I absolutely hate how when characters communicate in WoW, how it's all overly exaggerated, and like their mouth when they're talking, they're like this. I mean, if you prefer that sort of art style, fine. You be you. But what it really is it's an excuse for WoW developers to skip creating proper animations. Actually got quick 3 quests. That's new. So back to Central. Okay. A quick jump, I suppose. God, I didn't jump very far, did I? See, we both have glasses. We are alike. Another perfect example of how disconnected people who make shit posts, and when I say people who make shit posts, I mean World of Warcraft devs are. Remember how I was saying before about like the whole, like we intended it for it to be cartoony and quirky? To show how out of touch they are. Basically, I'll give you a perfect example. When Thrall kills Garrosh at in Draenor during WoD. When Thrall is communicating with, like in the cutscene, is he talking like this? No, he's not. Name one single cinematic in WoW where any of the characters are remotely like a cartoon. So for in BFA to turn around and say, "Oh, we want to make it more cartoony," like that makes me think of Team Fortress, and I'm like, yeah, Team Fortress has its place, but the lore in WoW is not a cartoon. It's a very serious game, right? And I suppose it's been dumbed down for the Chinese market, I suppose. But it used to have some pretty damn fucking hardcore themes. It still does, in a way, I suppose. Mostly because of restrictions of what you can actually provide as content. Because the Chinese market doesn't like things like skeletons, bones, undead, all that sort of lovely stuff. And it just shows you how out of touch they are, because one thing, you can sit there and make it epic cinematic, and at the same time you can make the game look like absolute trash because of an art direction. And like, that's kind of what I'm trying to point out, is that WoW is epic high fantasy, essentially. It's not Team Fortress 2. And they should have never even tried to pursue it from that angle. And if you don't know what I'm getting at, just go back, search it up, go Google WoW cartoon BFA. Those 3 words in Google. See what hits you get. And I remembered something that I forgot about in WoD, Lords of Draenor, was the legendary ring, which is like the best parts of Miss of Pandaria in terms of systems transferred over to WoD. The legendary rings, man! Do you know how cut I was after getting the rings on more than 4 characters? And then just completely getting fucking rid of it basically in 6.2, I think is the patch. It wasn't easy getting those things. You had to, basically you had to farm every raid. And I suppose when people say a content drought or whatever, it's just, there was no systems, to quote a certain streamer. That's not entirely accurate, because the legendary ring in WoD was a system, but it was the only system. like one system, that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind. And to actually get that and get your ring upgraded and get it through the raids, you had to do raid content, or normal or hard. I'm not sure if you could do it on Alpha. I certainly don't do it on Alpha. But that made sense. Because why would you need the ring if you weren't raiding? Whoa. When WoW Classic gets back to Worlds of Draenor, I'm gonna be like, click, 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 click. Because it was my favorite expansion. Actually, I'll probably join up when it hits, probably Wrath of the Lich King, or, Cataclysm, or... Not even Wrath. I don't think Wrath is worth it. I know that there's probably a lot of old school WoW players who would be like, what? When I say that, but I think if I got back into it in Classic, it'd be when it hits like Cataclysm. Because that was WoW's A Realm Reborn. Like Cataclysm, Mop, Wad. I wanna play this. I'm not too worried about Burning Crusade and Classic. And Lich King. Because they've already dumbed down the content so much. And they're just gonna keep on fucking doing it. Chocolate dip. Slap. Slap. I'm always tempted to pause the stream for a second and jump on chat with people that I know and just sit there and go, hey, does anybody play WoW? Or has anyone ever played WoW? I'm tempted to sit down and have a whole argument because I'm basically just sitting here talking to myself. When what I really want to do is have a conversation with you. And of course, if I did that and jumped on something that's basically on one of my chat accounts, that's like straight up. Because like I have different personas. Like I play different characters, and in chat I role play really fucking hard. And matching that to my face feels like a massive invasion of my privacy. So like, the fuck, man. Like, if I had more people, more subs, and all that sort of stuff, I would do it. Like, I wouldn't feel like I had to be careful. But because my streaming has been used as a tool before to essentially cut off bridges. Indeed, I'm a fucking gamer. Man, I roleplay fucking hard. Even in fucking real life, I roleplay. I'm like fucking, Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can. In real life. That's basically me in a fucking nutshell. That's what I do. And there's a few people who come onto my streams and like they know what sort of chat rooms I frequent and all that sort of lovely stuff. And, like those people I trust with that sort of information. Bit like my public channel, it's like, it's been forever ruined. You should just be able to cycle without having to click map. Like the continuity of having the map available and having the map scroll to where you're trying to go, that would improve immensely in the user experience, like the graphical interface part of it. Alright, I'm going to do the BRB that I suggested before, considering there's nobody here. Might be enlightening. Oh god, I've got my YouTube channel at quarter speed. Lol. Okay, I'll be back.